Hi everyone. Today we are presenting the high accuracy digitalization for handwritten pharmacy scripts using medical visual languages models. My name is Nima Babazadeh and I'm the Enterprise Data and AI Architect at EBOS Group in Melbourne, Australia. Today I'm joined by Jiri Dobes, PhD, the Head of Solutions at John Snow Labs. Next slide, please. EBOS Group is one of the largest and most diversified Australian marketers of wholesale distributor of healthcare, medical, and pharmaceutical products. If you have been prescribed a medicine in Australia, that medication has probably gone through one of our distribution centers. We are also a leading marketer and distributor of recognized animal care brands, and we have a revenue of $10 billion a year Australian across Australia, New Zealand, and Southeast Asia. We are listed on Australian Stock Exchange and New Zealand Stock Exchange. We are a large business with over 5,000 employees in 109 locations across Australia, New Zealand, and Southeast Asia. Yuri, next slide, please. In this use case, we are going to discuss the AI-supported script translation. In Australia, the private hospital sector still uses the handwritten scripts to support patient care. While in the public and the general practitioner areas, this process has been digitalized. To improve patient care, the EBOS Group explored AI automation to read, analyze, and process handwritten scripts at scales to provide better pharmacy dispensation times. Originally, we looked at the foundational LLM models, but these failed to meet our clinical accuracy, scalability, and cost requirements. Hence, we partnered with John Snow Labs to engineer data-native multimodal AI pipeline to process handwritten scripts. The solution enables high-precision validation of medication, clinical signatures, and script variability for real-world clinical workflows. To achieve this, we had a set of requirements that were non-negotiable. These were in regard to compliance, where we had to adhere to healthcare regulations, as well as Australian data sovereignty requirements. We required high precision of handwritten processing to ensure safety of our patients, but also timely dispensation. In terms of performance, the model needed to provide the translation anywhere between 5 to 15 minutes at max. The process needs to be seamless so it can be easily adopted by our pharmacy staff and be scalable at scale. Next slide, please. In terms of the process, the manuscripting process is time-consuming and onerous on us as pharmacy staff. This is the way the process works is when a doctor writes a script, it places it in a folder where a nurse who has been issued with the EBOS provided iPad will take a picture of that script and email it to the pharmacist. If that iPad has a special app installed, the image of the script would automatically be placed in a document management server. At this point, the pharmacist is notified, and when they have time, they will pick up the script, manually type the details into the dispensation application, ready for the pharmacist to review and to dispense. As you can see, there are some inefficiencies here. For example, the pharmacist need to see the notification to process the script. But also, the manual data entry is prone to errors, which can impact patient care and overall process efficiency. Once the pharmacist sees the script in the dispensation system, they will check against the original script, make sure everything is accurate, and then supply the medication or create a medicine management plan for the patient. Next slide, please. The automated script approach significantly improves this process. While the doctor still writes the script by hand and the nurses still need to take the picture of the image, once the data of the script is available, the AI translation model, which has been created by Johnstone Labs and runs on EBOS infrastructure based on Databricks capability, automatically picks up the script in a matter of seconds, processes it, and provides it to a digital front end for the pharmacy staff to review, make any changes that's required, and approve. Once approved, the data is automatically loaded into the dispensation system, where the pharmacist can do a final check against the original script and dispense the medication, or to create a medical management plan. Next slide, please. Implementation and challenges leading to success. In order for us to implement the AI model, we had significant number of challenges to overcome. AI model accuracy, for example. Originally, we tried the hyperscaler hosted frontier models, but it did not achieve the required accuracy for prescription translation. EBOS Group therefore adopted the Johnstone Lab approach, leveraging hybrid VLM architecture combined with specialized healthcare small language models, which successfully met our required accuracy benchmarks. In terms of AI model performance, AI model processes thousands of scripts daily. Each transaction required to be processed in minutes. To achieve this, we used A100 GPUs on Databricks model serving to deliver the required low latency and high throughput performance. While the number of scripts are not significantly large, the amount of data being processed is. We are processing high-definition PDFs. In terms of AI cost optimization, this was achieved through on-demand auto-scaling using data model serving capability, integrated with MLflow, hence minimizing the idle compute time and operational cost, and also providing us with the capability to easily monitor, evaluate our AI models, hence setting us up for success. In Australia, we do have a significant A100 global GPU shortage. What we have observed that this issue is also happening in multiple Asia regions as well. Because we couldn't obtain A100 GPUs, we had to develop reverse to a Docker containerized process, where we had to reserve a H100 GPU instance, which were more readily available. The EBOS AI team planned to transition back to data model serving once the medium-sized GPUs are available again. But in the meantime, we need to process our models using a containerized approach on Databricks. One of the key critical factors for success was actually understanding the process, the pharmaceutical process dispensation. For us to do that, we had to have stand up multiple workshops and discuss the process with multiple SMEs. Some of the staff we did engage have significant pharmacist experience, and that did set us up for success. These workshops are critical to understanding the end-to-end process and what really determines the success of the given process. For any capability to be automated, you do need to understand the process end-to-end, as well as understanding your success factors. Otherwise, you are not setting yourself up to meet your requirements and the business case objectives. Now I'll pass it to Jiri, who will discuss how the AI models work. Jiri?
Okay, thank you, Nima. I will be talking only about this AI transcription part, which is part of the AI platform. So, and what is the technology and how we solve it inside? We use three software packages. One is healthcare NLP, one is visual NLP, and one is medical multimodal LLMs. Healthcare NLP, it's a flagship product. It's made for text processing in healthcare and life sciences, and it's mostly focused on name entity recognition, assertion, relation extraction, clinical code resolution. It can do the identification. For this project, we use name entity recognition and also clinical code resolution. Next is visual NLP. Visual NLP is a software package for processing binary files like PDFs, JPEGs, DICOM images, other medical images. We were processing PDFs with images there. Visual NLP, it's focused on visual document understanding, and it can do OCR. Finally, medical multimodal LLM. We have full suite in Johnson Labs of different medical LLMs. Some can process only text, some can process a combination of text and images. Some are reasoning, different flavors. We use specialized model which can nicely extract handwritten text, and its size of 8 billion, so it can fit into one graphical card. All of those software packages, they run locally, so there is no need to move data from the Databricks to processing. There is no external API calls because we are in a highly compliant environment. We don't want to do any external calls to APIs or to LLMs. So all is processed within Databricks compute and within Databricks model serving or Docker. Here is simplified view of the text of the processing pipeline. We start with a medical chart where there is a list of medications with the patient names, what the drugs they are taking, what is the route, the dosage, and there is also signature and the signature of also on the paper itself, of the chart itself. In the first step, we use visual NLP. We find where are some handwritten information. We take those parts of the images, we feed it into medical multimodal LLM, and then we merge it with a full image, and then we process it with healthcare NLP to get the JSON object, which then it's passed to front end, was Nima was describing before. So I will describe now this process in details on next 2 slides. So as I mentioned, we start with a PDF with image of the medical chart taken with the camera. First, we use handwritten area detector. Then we process it with multimodal LLM, and we have extracted text. Then, because this is a real life use case, it is not like academic use case, there are some special user requirements. One of them is that the doctor needs to be able to invalidate line just by crossing out the text. So we have cross out text area detection, and so we can analyze, or we can detect where are those cross outs. So I think there are signatures, and we would like to know if the signature next to the prescription is the same signature as it is signed of the medical chart. So we do signature embeddings, and then we have signature matching part. And finally, we take the full image, and we feed all of those to medical multimodal LLM. And we get string, and the rest of the pipeline, it's processing of the text. So here we have the string. We construct the object from the string and do some basic standardization, like so that we have correct type of the object, like integer or other types. So this is the first step. Then we have object, and we do, but like we removed certain artifacts which are coming from LLM. So we have black list of tokens which we are going to remove. Then we find the dates and we normalize the dates. Then we check the hospital provider. If the hospital provider it's correct, it's fine. If there is some mistake, we have a heuristic algorithm to suggest correct hospital provider or more likely hospital provider number. Then there is route, dose, and frequency for the drugs. We have heuristic for fixing if there is an error or mismatch of route, dose, and frequency. And then we do the consolidation, because we take the raw values and those corrected values, and we merge it so that the resulting values are better or more correct than original. We are talking about drugs on Australia market. So there is a list of all the drugs on Australia market, and we do first spell checking to like medicine name normalization. This is basically spell checking in for the known medicine, and then we do both rule-based search and vector search. Vector search is in part of clinical resolver. From both of those algorithms, we get top 5 candidates, and then we merge the candidates and sort it. We have again heuristic to sort the most probable candidates for the Australian drugs. Then we map those drugs to SNOMED. SNOMED, it's clinical terminology, like ontology, and this is Australian version. So far we were able to extract the drugs, correct it, and map it to the Australian specific SNOMED. Then we extract patient information from there are prescriber information, and patient is distinguish who is who. And then we do prescriber number with fuzzy matching. And finally, we have JSON object, then which goes to the front end, what Nima was describing in the second part of the process. Why we do such a complex processing, right? Why don't we just ask LLM to get the answer? There are a few problems. Some of them Nima already mentioned. I will add that LLMs are probabilistic, so you may get from asking the same question, you may get 2 different answers. Right? And it can happen even if you have a temperature set to 0. And also it lacks any additional output to have like audit trail for the regulatory compliance. So that's why we use this hybrid architecture, where we use generative LLMs to extract information, and then small models to add the processing capabilities and determinism. So we can extract the same information. If we pass the same document twice, we get the same information. All right. So thank you. And Nima, over to you.
Thank you, Jiri. So in conclusion, the script translation process was successful. We met our compliance requirements where the health data controls required by our governing and compliance areas were enabled on the EBOS Group AI platform, where the Johnson Labs AI translation model is executed. Because the model is executed exclusively only on our AI platform, we can ensure that those directives are aligned to. Accuracy and performance SLAs have been achieved. The AI scripting translation does meet our accuracy levels, which is greater than, which is around 70%. And also we have received sign-off from the EBOS Healthcare Division, which is responsible for in-house pharmacy services. We are expecting improved user experience and adoption as the processing time is expected to significantly reduce, but also we have also created a simple user-friendly digital interface that supports our pharmacists. And this has been vetted by our subject matter experts and positive feedback has been provided. The A100 or medium-sized GPU shortage across Australia still exists, and we had to pivot to a containerized approach on H100 chipsets on a general-purpose cluster being executed on our AI platform. Once the additional GPU capability is available, we will be transitioning back to the Databricks model serving approach, which is more efficient and has more seamless capability. But at this stage, we are able to execute our LLM, our AI script translation process on H100. So we do have a workaround. That's it for me. I'll pass it to you, Jiri. And
thank you for the attention, and we are happy to answer any questions.